Hi everyone, my name is Joe Yamulla and I work at BookBaby. We're a publishing services provider that offers independent authors with every tool they need to successfully get their books to market. In this video, I'm here to talk to you about the tremendous benefits of releasing your book in all formats. So what are the common formats for fiction novels? When it comes to format, listen, you can get deep into the weeds, and I don't want you to get lost in the seemingly infinite world of trim sizes and margins. Today, I'm focusing only on the big picture: print, both paperback and hardcover, ebook, and audiobook formats. Now, the transition from being a writer to a published author can be overwhelming. After months or years of writing, the focus is no longer about telling your story. It's about how you, as a professional in the publishing business, can get your story in front of as many readers as possible. It can seem intimidating and complicated, but at the end of the day, it's simple. An independent author has one core objective: build an audience. Now understand that although your audience shares a common interest in your book, it is a diverse group filled with different people who have varying preferences. Now, many independent authors fall victim to this one key error. They fail to consider the specific wants, needs, and lifestyles of their audience. They fail to understand that this is a dynamic and diverse community. Now, this error leads to a one-sided approach to publishing. It leaves out many would-be readers and would-be buyers. For example, if an author writes a coming-of-age novel about a young baseball player, like one of my favorite books, Chad Harbach's The Art of Fielding, they certainly should invest plenty of time investing would-be readers. This would include people who are baseball fans and readers who like similar titles, like Bernard Malamud's famous novel, The Natural. But expanding reach transcends subject matter interest. Remember that. Authors must understand how to make the book as accessible and appealing as possible to every relevant person in that audience. Now, this requires both creativity and strategy. It's about putting on your business glasses and implementing these 6 practices. 1, catering to reader preferences. 2, increasing accessibility. 3, expanding your market reach. 4, establishing credibility. 5, capitalizing on marketing opportunities. And 6, making your book timeless. Now, the most all-encompassing way to achieve these 6 objectives is by releasing your book in all formats. So let's take a moment to talk about the business of selling books. Fiction authors understand better than anyone that self-publishing a novel is an incredibly creative process. But beyond that, it's a business endeavor and an investment. Selling in all formats is key if you want to optimize your chances of seeing a positive return on your publishing investment. How is that the case? Well, it comes down to the 6 key objectives I just mentioned. Let's break them down in detail. Let's start with catering to reader preferences. So first, think about what it means to be a consumer. Consumers are looking for products that fit both their interests and their lifestyles. As a fiction author, many of your readers are probably bookworms, but that does not inherently imply that they are exclusively looking to cuddle up with a paperback for hours. It's a fast-paced world, and odds are many readers lack the downtime to allocate reading. Having your book in audiobook format provides a solution to this problem in so many ways, allowing readers an opportunity to listen while commuting, exercising, gardening, or whatever it may be. And of course, there are still millions of people out there who love the convenience and portability of ebooks. As an author, you must think about everyone's lifestyles and their preferences. The last thing you want to do is limit your audience in any way. Next, there's increasing accessibility. Consider everyone. Consider your readers who may have visual impairments. For some people, paperback and hardcover books are simply not an option. Ebooks do offer some options for the visually impaired, but the majority of this audience benefits from audiobooks. Offering a hands-free and vision-free reading experience expands your reach and accessibility in a significant way. So third, we have expanding your market reach. Think about it. As your audience grows, you'll understand that it is a large group segmented into varying markets. It's your job to position your book strategically and effectively within these markets. A paperback, for example, attracts the bookworm readers who enjoy the traditional reading experience. Additionally, print format allows you to target bookstores and retailers to eventually stock it and sell it. The ebook market is pretty unique in that it's quite global. Whether a reader is in the United States or across the world in Australia, there is nothing hindering them from purchasing and reading an ebook. And of course, remember that the audiobook market is the fastest growing in the publishing industry. You want to be a part of this growing movement. 4, there's establishing credibility and legitimacy. Whether it's a fair game or not, independent authors are competing in the same market as traditionally published authors. Depending on your genre, your novel is listed alongside the likes of Stephen King and Colleen Hoover. To increase your readership, you must establish credibility in the marketplace. Of course, selling in multiple formats is not the only way to achieve this. However, it is an important part of that process. By selling in multiple formats, you demonstrate to readers that your book reflects a professional, thorough publishing process. On top of that, audiobooks historically have been exclusively reserved for traditionally published books. Having your book available in audio format grants you a unique sense of legitimacy that allows you to stand out from a large crowd of independent authors. 5, we have capitalizing on marketing opportunities. This is where it gets fun. Your book is a growing asset. Have fun with the many ways you can market it over time. Now, depending on your title and the time of year, you can plan marketing campaigns specifically based on formats. Remember that despite varying formats, your book is still the same at heart. So drive interest through cross-promotion strategies. Maximize your marketing efforts by encouraging readers to enjoy your book in different ways. Finally, there's making your book timeless. Here's what we know about the publishing industry. Print is still king, ebooks are crucial, and audiobooks are growing like crazy. But we also know that across every industry, time brings change and new trends. When you sell your book in all formats, you ensure that you are equipped to take on whatever new trends emerge and remain relevant for your current audience. Beyond that, you position yourself to be resilient and relevant in the marketplace. So let's put it into perspective and talk about just how many readers are buying books. Print dominates the global book sales. Almost 80% of total industry revenue comes from print books. But even with print's dominance in the market, it would be a major mistake for an author to exclusively sell their title in print format. Why? Well, here are some stats that express just how many books are sold in total, no matter the format. 2022 global book sales were over 82 billion. Digital sales accounted for 21% of that revenue, and over the last 5 years, audiobooks are the fastest growing format in the entire market. Let's break some of this down to understand a massive global industry. 82 billion in book sales with a B. That number almost seems too big to comprehend. Even with print being the highest selling format, there is still a lot of room at the table for digital formats. In 2023, ebooks will account for 13 billion in revenue. Audiobooks will account for about 5 billion. It's highly unlikely that everyone in your audience only wants print books. With tens of billions in digital book sales per year, there is clear evidence that market demands remain strong for ebooks and audiobooks. And audiobook growth is skyrocketing. Not only is there significant demand, but it's growing demand as audiobooks pose a solution to the problem of busy, on-the-go lifestyles. No matter your genre or your understanding of your audience, it can be a weighty mistake to put all of your publishing eggs in just one basket, even if it's a considerably sized basket like print. The ultimate way to grow your author brand and get your book in front of more readers is to provide an option for everyone. So what about cost? Look, by this point you may be thinking, Joe, this all sounds great, but it's too expensive to make my book available in every format. And it's completely reasonable to be concerned about cost. But remember, two things are true. One, a high quality, professional publish that rivals one coming out of a big five publishing house is not going to be free. You want to invest in your book. You want to invest in professional cover design, editing, and formatting. Two, understand that there are cost-effective ways to release your book across all formats. There's a misconception that it'll cost tens of thousands of dollars to release in all formats. There are many options available to authors to achieve a complete professional publish without breaking the bank. At BookBaby, we have publishing packages available that can be catered and adjusted to your specific needs starting at $990. It wouldn't be helpful for me just to sit here and list out publishing pricing as if you were shopping for a car because it's not like that. It's so specific and it's so individualized. But publishing today is more accessible and inclusive than it ever has been. There are options and there are people in your corner to help you throughout your journey. So with multiple formats comes multiple revenue sources. Let's talk a little bit about royalties. Selling your book in every format maximizes your earnings potential by expanding your audience and reach in the marketplace. Now that you've taken off your authorly creative hat and are wearing your business serious hat, let's take some time to break down book royalties by format. No matter what format a reader purchases, they are getting the same content, but you, the author, are not earning the same amount in royalties. Now that you know what the publishing investment can look like, here's what you can expect for the return. So more books are sold in print than any other format. Print presents the highest demand in the market, but it offers authors with the lowest percentage of royalties. Why? Well, it's all about cost. A print sale requires labor, material like paper and ink, packaging, and shipment. It costs the most for a book to be printed, bound, and mailed to a reader. On average, self-published authors earn between 10 and 25% per print sale, depending on the retailer and print costs. Now, this is a great example of why an author should not just look at overall industry sales and assume that print is the only way to go for their genre fiction novel. Now, maybe the bulk of your sales are print, but it's a savvy idea to have other revenue streams available that are more friendly to your bottom line. Now, also understand that not every bookstore is created equal. Many big box retailers and distributors fail to pay authors a fair rate for their printed book sales. BookBaby Bookshop is our fair trade bookstore that poses a solution to this problem by paying the highest royalty rates in the industry. Every print sale on Bookshop pays a 50% royalty, no matter the size, page count, color, or cost of print. It's led to a game-changing movement of independent authors and creators who are electing to sell their books on Bookshop and see a massive return on their publishing investments. As a self-published author, you have to consider every possible way for you to take advantage of the marketplace and earn the highest per sale while providing your readers with a pleasant buying experience. Bookshop allows you to have your cake and eat it too, tapping into the massive demand for print books without sacrificing your hard-earned royalty checks. You may sell less ebooks than print copies. In fact, you likely will, and that's okay. Industry-wide, ebooks are a must-have for essentially all authors, especially fiction authors. There's a low barrier to entry when it comes to cost, and with the enhanced exposure comes the highest royalty rate of any format. Independent authors can expect to earn on average 50 to 70% per ebook sale. If you're serious about selling books, it's a no-brainer to have your novel available as an ebook. You cater to the Kindle diehards in your audience, and you provide them with an option that works for them. Additionally, you get to reap the rewards of high margins. Now, 70% royalties are great, but who could say no to more money? The highest ebook royalty rates in the industry are available on BookBaby Bookshop. The Bookshop ebook royalty rate is 85%. I've worked with hundreds of authors who have been able to utilize these lucrative rates to reach more readers and earn a positive return on their publishing investments. Now, audiobook royalty rates are a bit more nuanced and complicated, particularly because it's a growing market that traditionally has been dominated by Amazon, which owns Audible. But times are changing. When it comes to Amazon and Audible, there's not a straightforward answer to real royalty rates. There are different contracts and agreements like Audible exclusive rates, non-exclusive rates, and royalty sharing options with narrators. You start to see why many independent authors have been so hesitant to even mess around with audiobooks. Without getting too far into the weeds, many Audible authors receive about 20 to 40% per audiobook sale. I know that this is a lot, so don't worry, there is good news. The audiobook market is growing, and with its growth comes options for independent authors. You don't have to be overwhelmed and consumed by Amazon's stronghold. BookBaby makes it easier than ever for independent authors to publish an audiobook and sell it on Bookshop. Whether you produce an audiobook with BookBaby or elect to provide your own file, you can easily sell it on Bookshop for a 75% royalty rate. The publishing industry is always changing. It's true that audiobooks were not initially an accessible option for independent authors, but that's no longer the case. At BookBaby, we're putting in the work to provide solutions for authors everywhere. So make that audiobook and sell it for 75%. There's a growing audience out there of people like me who love audiobooks and are excited to buy them. So now let's talk about paperback versus hardcover and the benefits of both, because up until this point, I've been discussing print versus digital formats as if print were just one singular entity. And when it comes to royalties, especially on Bookshop, print type does not matter. But in the big publishing picture, there's a lot to consider with how your book is printed. Authors face these questions every day. Should my novel be paperback or hardcover? Should I have it available in both options? What unique advantages does each offer? Let's revisit our ultimate goal, to cater to our audience's needs and preferences. The more options, the better. Now, this is obvious, but not always realistic. There are important factors at play, specifically cost. Now, as great as it would be to have your book available in both paperback and hardcover, I understand that budget and cost can limit your options. So here's a reasonable way to think about publishing your book in paperback, hardcover, or both. US trade paperback in 6x9 is the highest selling format in the industry. My personal favorite format to read. It's light, it's compact, it's easily transportable, and in my very biased opinion, it just feels right. Now, if you're limited by budget, first prioritize releasing your book in paperback. It's popular, it's appealing, and it's cost effective. Not only is it more affordable for you to print your book in paperback, but it also lowers the barrier of entry for readers to buy it. You can be more flexible with your paperback pricing and entice some potential new readers to give your book a shot. Now, think about your book as a growing asset. Compare it to not just other books, but also so many commodities on the market. Ideally, you offer it in multiple versions. One that is accessible and another that allows you to upsell and do something special for readers. A hardcover edition is perfect for this. Now, hardcover books are built to last. They're durable and sturdy, and quite frankly, they're special. If it's feasible, I encourage you to make your book available in hardcover for these reasons. One, you truly offer something for everyone. Every reader has their own preferences, and some might only buy hardcover print books. Never risk limiting your audience and market. Two, you can have that special edition to be purchased by your biggest fans and supporters. Three, you have an option to upsell your book to readers and earn more money. The market is different for every genre, but when it comes to fiction, I think it's best to stick with the tried and true paperback option first, and then supplement that with a more special hardcover edition. First, appeal to the masses, then Start strategizing ways to generate excitement and offer more value to your audience. Here's an idea for a fun marketing strategy. Initially, release your book in standard paperback edition. Then, in 6 to 12 months, when you're looking to generate some excitement and bring some life back into your title, blast your audience with a campaign about a new must-have hardcover edition for either new readers or superfans. Your audience will want to support you. Remember that. Don't be surprised if readers make the decision to purchase a special edition of your book, even if they already have it. So authors will ask me all the time, Joe, do I have to release all of my formats at once? It's a really interesting topic because, like everything else we've discussed so far, it's fully dependent on your audience. A book release is an exciting and fun time for both you and your readers. When you make your book available, ensure that whoever expects to purchase your book can purchase your book. The last thing you want is for any of your readers to feel like they're left out. So, what does this mean? Well, in most cases, I do find it to be best practice to release all of your formats at once. Again, think back to reader preferences. By devoting time and resources to a marketing campaign for your release, you're building excitement, you're building anticipation. When that moment finally comes for readers to purchase your book, you want all of them to be able to purchase it. There will be readers looking for paperback. There will be readers looking for hardcover. There will be readers looking for an ebook version. There will be readers looking for an audiobook so they can listen while walking their dogs. The model of releasing different formats at different times, it doesn't make much sense for you or your audience. Plus, when you work with a company like BookBaby, we make it easy for you to have all formats produced and ready for production at the same time, and you can select whatever release date you want. However, let me make this clear. There can be limiting factors to having all formats readily available at once, like time or budget. I don't want you to think that this completely derails your publish, because it doesn't. If a staggered release is the only option that works for you, that's fine. You could take advantage of it. Think of it like having multiple releases. A book launch presents so many opportunities for an author to grow their audience and earn sales. Relaunching with new formats can be effective and fun. Just remember, message this appropriately so those anticipating a certain format, like audiobook, know when they can expect it. And keep yourself and your book in your audience's mind through newsletters, blogging, and social media posts. If you take anything away from this video, remember how significant it is to cater to your audience. As soon as you bring your book to market, you are entering the business of publishing. Your business depends on the support you receive from your audience, no matter the subgenre you write. People within an audience may have a shared love for romance novels, but it's a diverse group of people who have different lifestyles, interests, preferences, and needs. When you release your book in all formats, you provide everyone in your audience with an option to enjoy your book. And in turn, you expand your book's overall potential and your market reach. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to publishing. It's about doing what's right for your audience. It's about doing what's right for yourself. And it's about doing what's right for your book. If you are ready to publish your own book and need a publishing services provider, reach out to us at BookBaby by calling 877-961-6878 or visit us at www.bookbaby.com. You can scan the QR code here to visit our website and download our free catalog to learn more about ways to achieve a professional publish in every format. Thank you so much for watching.